Get daily updates directly to your inbox. Plus subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Could not subscribe. Try again later. Invalid email. Jana Novotna's death, aged just 49, has brought an outpouring of emotion from tennis fans and stars. The Czech champion lost a long fight with cancer. For many hearing the news, their thoughts were turned instantly to the 1993 Wimbledon final, when Novotna looked set to beat Steffi Graf, only to double fault at game point at 4-1 in the final set, lose her nerve and hurtle to a 3-set loss. Her tears in the presentation ceremony, and the moving scenes as she was comforted by the Duchess of Kent, are indelibly ingrained in the memory. The Duchess told her, "I know you will win it one day. Don't worry." Quote. And she was right, as Novotna went on to claim the 1998 Wimbledon title, her only singles Grand Slam title in a career that boasted 16 Grand Slam doubles crowns. This is the report carried in the Daily Mirror on the Monday after the final. Written by tennis correspondent Nigel Clark, at a time when the royal family was still reeling from the breakups of Prince Charles and Princess Diana and Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson in the Queen's Annus Horribilis the previous year. Kind hearts and coronets. Daily Mirror report by Nigel Clark on the 1993 Wimbledon final. Image. Daily Mirror. The crying game that so captivated Wimbledon has given back the royal family its style, its sophistication, and the caring image it has always stood for. It showed there are still kind hearts among the coronets. When the Duchess of Kent cradled a sobbing Jana Novotna to her shoulder, it did more for the image of the royals than anything that palace public tea machine could peddle. It was the tender touch of a woman who knows what heartbreak is all about. A caring mother who has children of Novotna's age. A woman who understands. The pictures that went around the world were so very special. They showed the monarchy still cared at a time when its very substance and tradition has been threatened by the unsavory behavior of more established members. The Duchess wiped the tears from Novotna's face, tenderly touched her cheek, then as the Czech disintegrated into sobs of anguish, took her head and stroked her hair as she broke down on her shoulder. In that one moment, the Duchess displayed the style that belongs to Wimbledon, and the gentle touch of compassion. But then the Duchess of Kent has a special place in Wimbledon's heart. She is the royal family's most ardent fan of the greatest championship in the world. A woman who has a word for everybody, from ball boys and girls to the biggest stars. The Duchess received long warm applause as she left the court. She had given the royals back their image. Novotna said, "She is a very nice lady. When she said to me that one day I will win, and that she just knew I would, I couldn't hold back." Single quote. It is not the first time that the Duchess has showed a warmth and compassion, an understanding of problems. Image. PA. In the early years of her defection, superstar Martina Navratilova came to be grateful for the caring nature of the Duchess. It was she who smoothed the ways for Martina to be accepted in her native Czechoslovakia after she had fled the country for the USA. Whenever she won Wimbledon, the Duchess would talk to her, encourage her to find her freedom, and messages left London for Prague that were to ultimately end the freeze the Czechs had placed on Martina. Soon she was able to send for her parents and little sister. And Martina remembers, "She was very kind to me, very helpful and understanding of my problems. I am very fond of her, and grateful for what she did." Single quote. Finally a Wimbledon winner. Image. PA. Jana Novotna reached the final again in 1997, only to be beaten by 16-year-old Martina Hingis. Again, Novotna went in front in the final set before ending up with the runners-up Salver. But there were no tears this time, managing a joke as she grabbed the winner's trophy and displayed it to the crowd. Image. Press Association. Image. Press Association. with Hingis the youngest Wimbledon singles winner of the century, and Novotna already 28. Her chance looked to have gone, but the Duchess of Kent continued to believe she could raise the trophy, offering words of encouragement after that defeat. And when Novotna became the oldest first-time Grand Slam winner in the Open era the following year, beating Natalie Tauziat in straight sets, it was to widespread joy. The Sunday Mirror's Graham Nicholas wrote of the 1998 final. Image. Getty Images. Jana Novotna finally became the new queen of Wimbledon last night with royal approval. The Duchess of Kent was the first to congratulate Czech ace Novotna after her gripping 6-4, 7-6 final victory over French girl Natalie Tauziat, and Novotna, twice a losing finalist, revealed that she had the little royal help to become the Wimbledon champion. Said Novotna, "The Duchess reminded me last year that if I came back for a third time, it would be third time lucky for me." She said that she was very happy that I had finally won this championship. "I'm sure the Duchess knew how much it meant to me, and I told her that she was absolutely right. What she had said to me last year." Quote. Image. Daily Mirror. 5 years ago, the center court crowd took Novotna into their hearts when she lost her first final to Steffi Graf after throwing away a 4-1 lead in the final set. That day she poured out her heart and her sorrow with tear-filled eyes when taking the runners-up trophy from the Duchess. Then, 12 months ago, Novotna kept her emotions under wraps but went down again in the final to young Swiss Miss Martina Hingis, when she received that special promise from the Duchess. After winning the title with a forehand return, Novotna sank to her knees on the hallowed grass turf and fisted the air in delight. She sat down with tears in her eyes again but soon recovered to give the distraught Tauziat a firm hug. Then the No. 3 seed raced across the court, through the crowd, to reach the players' box where she handed out special kisses and hugs to her coach Hana Mandlikova and her mum Liba. Said Novotna, "I just had to go and see them and share this special moment with the people that have helped me so much because this really is a team effort. I didn't want my mum to come in previous finals, but after losing both of them I thought, why not? I haven't won it before, so why not come over? I'm sure she gave me a special bit of luck out there, and this was the first final she has ever seen." Quote. Novotna, who had seen off reigning champion Hingis in a dramatic semi-final, was finally in the mood to be a Grand Slam winner for the first time in her long career. The Czech had only won her very first tournament on grass at Eastbourne 3 weeks ago, where she promised that she would do well at Wimbledon, and so it turned out. Tauziat opened her first ever Grand Slam final appearance in determined mood, breaking her opponent's serve straight away to lead 2-0, but Novotna immediately broke back in the third game. The French girl saved 6 break points in the 7th game, where her concentration wasn't helped when umpire Jane Harvey amazingly overruled a line judge to call one of Tauziat's shots out when it looked in. Novotna just couldn't get her first serve going, but finally took the first set after a 43-minute struggle. Novotna immediately broke Tauziat's serve to open a 2-0 lead in the second set to take command. Yet Tauziat, whose cousin Didier Deschamps helped France to reach the World Cup semi-finals hours previously, was in a mood to give her country something more to cheer about. Crucially, she broke back to make it 3-3 in the 6th game when Novotna recorded her 7th and most painful double fault. Yet the Czech kept her nerve to break Tauziat again with an array of shots right on the borderline, leaving her French rival looking up to the grey skies praying for help. Even though Novotna could smell that long-awaited triumph and taste the satisfaction of banking the biggest check of her life, £391,500, she still had to keep her supporters on tenterhooks. Tauziat, the No. 16 seed, broke to make it 5-5 when even Novotna must have feared the worst was about to happen yet again. But this time her moment of truth finally came in the tie-break, where a forehand return gave her a 7-2 scoreline and a memorable victory. Video loading. Video unavailable. Click to play. Tap to play. The video will start in 8. Cancel play now. I couldn't believe it when I had won, she gasped. I knew Natalie would be very tough to beat, but I think I really wanted this win a little bit more than her. When I got my hands on that golden tray, I didn't want to give it back, but they told me I had to. But don't worry, I will be back for it. Quote. Tazia was cursing her style of play at the end, saying, Jana wasn't serving well and I should have been more aggressive. That was one of the best days of my life, so I hope I enjoy another one next year. I'm very happy what I've done. I have nothing to regret. Quote.